how did this all come about? How did you get into cooking? And how did you make your passion into your profession?
You will burn your hands. It's not a home kitchen. Go and look after your home. I'm like, okay, I didn't reacted anything. They didn't had a good like thing like hospitality, like ladies will go and work up there, like for them it was no, this shouldn't be happen like this. And like my father was like, don't worry, you just concentrate on your work. I'll answer them,
Namaste and welcome to Indian Women Abroad, a podcast where we share stories of migrant Indian women who often get lost in translation. For today's episode, I have with me Manpreet, a talented chef who founded three different restaurants in the heart of Melbourne. Welcome to the show, Manpreet.
Thanks, Milal. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So I remember the first time we met was actually at your restaurant
Yeah.
in Elchi, and that's where the idea for Indian Women Abroad was actually born,
Yeah.
because that's where we celebrated Indian Independence Day, and
Yeah.
that was my first celebration in Australia. And I met so many amazing women like you, and you were on the panel. And just hearing about your story that we'll discuss further, it it just was so inspiring. And I think that's the reason why I really, really wanted to have you on the podcast, because we hear about, hospitality being such a male dominated field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you
Yeah.
nodding. But, you founded three restaurants, that too in a foreign country. And how did this all come about? How did you get into cooking? And how did you make your passion into your profession?
Oh, long journey. My journey started normally in especially in Punjabi families. If you got any career, you have to give up your career when you get married. But my stories was quite different. When I got married, my in-laws were so supportive, especially my father-in-law. He's like, oh, no, daughter-in-law should also do something. They should not idly sit at home. And I'm like, what should I do? And my father said, you're such a good at cooking, why don't you do something in hospitality? And I'm like, okay, I can do something, think on that. And I did my hotel management. After 1 year, I got married in 1999, and I did my hotel management in 2000, and then I did my hospitality training, which I was very fortunate to get trained in Park Plaza, Ludhiana, and all. I still remember the day one when I stepped in. There was no female. I was the only female to get a train up there. And when I entered the kitchen, and the chef's like, oh, Agi madam, madam is here. Uh, oh ma'am, what you doing here? It's very hard up here. It's very tough. You will burn your hands. It's not a home kitchen. Go and look after your home. I'm like, okay, I didn't reacted anything, because I had something in mind that I have to get trained. I have to get some skills, and I have to go abroad to settle in. And what 6 months I was doing is just peeling the onions at one corner, just sitting and peeling the onions, not doing anything, because they thought like I was not that capable that I can even come to the hot range to cook anything. And slowly, what it happened when they had a short of staff, and when they got busy and they start looking at me, oh, she might can give a hand. That's how I got starting, holding the pans and doing cooking and over there. But it was very tough actually. They time to time they always they always say, oh, what do you think, is it a child thing or is it a female thing, or you can't cook like this. Even if you want to put some ideas into it, oh, no, they were so stubborn, like, oh no, that's what we have been doing it, like we're not going to change this method, that's how we do it, we'll do it the same way. As time passed, and because I did my hotel management when I got married, and what the society, especially your relatives,
Yeah.
they were like, oh, now the newly bride will go to the hotel to work up there in the man, because they didn't had a good like thing like hospitality, like ladies will go and work up there, like for them it was no, this shouldn't be happen like this. And like my father was like, Don't worry, you just concentrate on your work. I'll answer them, like, you know.
Mhm.
So having that family support, I think that gave me very much, you know, I stayed strong after that. So many hurdles as well, I stayed strong. And the day when I arrived to Australia, still I joined the hospitality, and I'm saying it was like there, you know, because they can't see the female cooking in hot stove. They will always give you the cold ladder, okay, to the salad, to the sandwiches, you know. They can't resist that woman can cook in the kitchen beside us, like, you know. It had a lot of challenges, but I was like, okay, I have got a lot of patience, I can take this as
Mhm.
well.
But that is so interesting. Like you say, the hospitality industry, it's just so male dominated,
Yeah,
and a woman enters the kitchen
yeah,
and there's just these snide comments
yeah,
or not trusting their
yeah,
skills.
yeah,
But when you're at home, it is expected that a woman will cook.
yeah.
Why do you think there's this double standard when it comes to, cooking and doing it professionally?
Yeah, because they think, like, you know, the home kitchen is for the women's and the hospitality is for the men, you know. That's difference today also. We can see a lot of difference, like, you know, with the male and female. They will not be given, if you start a job somewhere, they will always given the coal ladder. They will not be given the hot grills or to cook or there, because they don't trust it. They think, oh no, women, okay, in the home kitchen, they can only cook up there. They don't trust.
But does that make you angry?
Not really, because I've been so many years now. I don't take it things personally, you know. I
Hmm.
just like, this is also like, you know, that also make you strong when you get these challenges. You just
Right.
need have a lot of patience in it. Just take it. Just
Hmm.
don't take it personally, you know. Angry will not do anything. You will just lose your mind, you know. So I'm like, just go with the flow. That's it, you know.
But that's actually such a wonderful attitude to have, to go with the flow.
Yeah,
And they eventually, you're going to wear them down with your patience.
yeah,
They can throw whatever they want at
yeah,
your way,
yeah.
but I'm going to do my thing. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
great.
yeah, that's what it is. Because I still remember when I worked 3 years in Park Plaza, but the day when I was leaving, they had the tears in their eyes, and they were like, "Oh, ma'am, we are very sorry if we have done something wrong to you. Okay, when you open the restaurant, please call us, please call us." Like, you know, they were unhappy when I was leaving. They were sad, actually. Like, you know,
Mhm.
I can see in their eyes, like, "Oh, love, we are sorry," you know, like they felt inside that we are not being treated nicely to her, you know. But
Mhm.
still, see, she still worked 3 years with us, you know. So yeah.
And that's great. So,
um,
when you came to Australia, did you instantly start working in the hospitality industry?
Yes, when I moved to Australia 2003, yes, my first job was in childcare center, where we were cooking the meal for the kids,
Mhm.
the afternoon, doing the lunches and doing the dinners as well. That was my first job. And then I worked in different French cuisine as well. I worked in a steakhouse and a couple of restaurants as well. I built my enough skill because I really wanted to see how the working environment is in Australia as well, because I worked in India. I wanted to work in up here as well before I opened my own.
Mhm.
So I worked a couple of years, and then I started looking to open my own.
Mhm. So, when you worked in the restaurants in Australia, did you see any difference or was it just the same?
Difference was still the main dominated, you know. Like, still you were given the, like, you know, doing the salads and sandwiches, the preps and all that. They were not allowing you to, you know, do the grilling or anything, the main cooking. They were not allowing you to. You can do prep as much as you can, but no, we will do it. We will
Mhm.
take it. We will let you know if we need a hand, you know. They were not ready for that. So
Mhm.
I think that's just like the same environment I've seen in India and up here as well. Like, they just not ready to accept it.
Well, that's interesting. Speaks a lot about um, just this sort of dichotomy of, how women are
Yeah,
treated in, certain spaces,
yeah,
even though they do the same thing literally every
yeah,
day in
yeah,
their
yeah,
homes.
yeah.
But that's interesting. So, when you decided to open your restaurant, when year was this? And which was the first restaurant that you opened?
My first restaurant was Eastern Spice in Geelong, and which I opened to 2016. We will be celebrating 10th year anniversary in September, so it's
Oh,
been
wow.
10 years now. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And how did the idea come about? What was special about that menu? How did you go about doing all of that?
Yeah, because when I came to Australia, one of our like a neighbor, they said, "Oh, let's go to have a curry tonight," and they took it to one of the restaurant, and I thought curry, okay, because in India you don't call curry all dish. Every dish
Right,
has got its own name, you know.
right,
Okay, we're having curry. Okay, we went to the restaurant, and oh, what curry would you like? I'm like curry, like means what we are having tonight, like just a curry. No, no, no. You can have the red curry, you can have green, you can have yellow curry. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, no, this is not how it like in India. If you go to the restaurant, like every dish has got its own name, you
yeah,
know. You don't call every dish a curry. What I have seen up here when I like before opening it, like every dish they called a curry.
right,
Okay, it comes red, green, yellow curry. I'm like, no, when I'm gonna open a restaurant, like butter, especially the butter chicken. Butter chicken was sweet, you know, and like everywhere, like a butter chicken was sweet. I'm like, why are they putting so much sugar in it? They don't
right,
need it, you know. And I'm like, okay, when I have to make a design the menu, I have to be really very careful, you know. And when I made the menu and I put the scallop curry because I love seafood, and you will not get anywhere in whole Melbourne, like whole Australia, you will not get the scallop curry in
mhm,
any Indian restaurant. So I did the scallop curry and I did the butter chicken the way I eat it at home, as the Punjab does it, like, you know,
right,
full of spice, you know,
yeah,
full of body, no sugar at all. And I still remember one table, we had a table of four when we opened the Eastern Spice, and they just left it. And I'm like, why they left it? Oh, because the butter chicken was not sweet. And they wanted to put the sweet in. So no way, I'm not gonna put the sweet in the butter
right,
chicken. No way.
right,
And you know, it's not meant to be. But it took me time to educate the people what the Indian food is. It's just not the red, green, yellow curry. It was more than that as well. What to expect when you go into the Indian restaurant.
yeah,
The level was lacking up here, because all of the restaurant what we have got here is just following the same thing. You know, they're putting the sugar. You know, I'm like, no, just get the authentic what you always eat at home or what you eat in India when you go, you know. And I had a green chili naan, and you won't believe in how many trays we sell green chili, because we don't do any hot, medium, mild options, you know.
right,
I'm like, you don't need it. Sometime you think, okay, can you make it this dish spicy? And I'm like, no, you don't need it, you know. If you need spicy, just have a green chili naan with that, you know.
right.
So I introduced the green chili naan, scallop curry, yeah, yes, a couple of dishes which were they did new up here, and they're going really very well.
Mhm. Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned curry because it's sort of a word that I hate
Yeah,
because it sort of generalizes every
yeah,
dish,
yeah,
every Indian dish that there
yeah.
is. Oh, I like curry. It's like curry is not a word that
Not at all.
you
Yeah,
would use in India, and especially for Punjabis like
yeah,
us. For us, first of all, it's not curry.
yeah.
The
No,
only curry we know is the curry.
curry, just like a curry, like a gravy is a curry.
Yeah,
You know, like we
exactly.
can't call every dish a curry. So that was a thing. But what I just noticed, like when I went to the restaurant, I'm like, we're not gonna call like this. Come on, what the people are doing up here?
So when you started the restaurant, how easy or difficult was it to manage it with your personal life as well? We know that working in a restaurant, the hours are long and can be very tiring. So how did you go about managing that?
Yeah, because it was my first experience opening the restaurant. Yeah, there was lot of you know, things what I learned as well, and the hours, the amount of hours what I put in, because there were no weekends, you know, for us, no school holidays for us, long working hours, you know, and we were trying to still settle in market, lot of competition as well. So I managed because my family was very supportive. My husband, my daughter, we were only three when we came here, and they supported really very well, supported each other, Like I was working late nights as well, but I didn't felt like it, that I was draining myself. No, because of the support of the family, which is very important. Like, because support comes from the home. If you got a
Mhm.
support, if you got someone to look after you, standing at your back saying, oh, you just do, what you need to do, we are with you, that's enough to say, I think. Yeah, then you can do anything. Yeah, like, nothing stops you doing that.
I love your positive attitude. You're like, I can wear them down. You can do anything. That's just so inspiring to hear you talk. And this lovely smile that you've got on your face. It's so inspiring, Manpreet.
Nah, thanks, Manal.
Um,
Thank you. That's what I like. I'm. There's no filter in it. I feel like people have to be very genuine and realistic. What if they're doing, what they're in a life, probably, So you have to be. What I'll say, you have to be very honest with yourself. What you're doing it. You can't pretend. If you pretend, you will fall apart.
mhm. That's great advice. Don't pretend. So from your first restaurant to your second restaurant, how did that process go? When did you decide that I want to open another restaurant?
Because the Eastern Spice, we had such a great response, and at least 4 years regularly, we didn't have tables. We had to borrow the tables from the next door, asking, "Can you please give one table, just one table?" We were just, begging for one table so that we can have customers in. And we had a lot of customers from the Melbourne as well, and they always used to say, oh, we need this food up there in Melbourne, you should open there. That's how the process started.
Mhm.
And the COVID hit in that between, and I was still looking to somewhere to open the restaurant. And Brunswick, I always liked the Brunswick street, and I'm like, I wish I could find something up here, but there was no luck. Like a few months, like we were just doing the inspections and all that, there were not much luck up there. But when the COVID came, there were a lot of things were closing,
Mhm.
and this was a particular place where the Masti is today. I always wanted to be there, and that was, like, I'll say I was pretty lucky to
Mhm.
get that place. Otherwise, it was hard to find a space in Brunswick, and I'm like,
Right.
oh, just take it.
Mhm.
And we didn't take any second decision to, like, we just take it. And we just took straight away. And when I took and Masti has been 5 years now. And
Mhm.
when I took this, then another one in the city, because I wanted to had something in a city as well. And then the former press club, George's Calumbaris, that was closed that time. And again, the agent, oh, Manpreet, would you be interested in? I said, oh, I can have a look probably. When I went to the, where the Elchi is today, and when I opened the door, I was like, such a nice decor and lavishly sitting, and like the whole ambience was so good, as you go to in India, how the restaurants are so lavishly built, and the
Right.
interior wise as well. And I'm like, oh, I have to get up to have this. So this was a two I take, and people call risk, but I find myself pretty lucky actually. And people
Mhm.
used to say, oh, people are closing restaurant, are you going crazy, you're opening the restaurant now, COVID time, where everyone has. But I said to people, look, my husband, like, mentioned, I said, just believe in yourself, don't say what people are saying. You can do it, you know what you're doing anyway.
Mhm.
So you can do it. And I'm like, yeah, I can do it. So, like, not like, why should I not open it? Because the COVID, people will not stop, like, eating outside, they will still come outside and eat. Like, COVID just a temporary thing. Because I still remember when the COVID hit, like, first week was really very hard, like, because they had so much grocery, people had there in their houses, like, no one was, like, 1 week there was no one, second week everyone was out with the deliveries and takeaways, like. And I'm like, so it was such a good, like, that time as well, there was no overheads, and I'm like, there was so much business up there, and I'm like, we can do the takeaways. With the
Mhm.
takeaways, Eastern Spy, we did the takeaway in Masti as well. And that time we were just building the Elchi as well, doing some renos and as well. So it was like a COVID time. I hit the jackpot, I'll say.
Well, that's interesting because people say, the Melbourne lockdowns
Yeah,
were perhaps some of the harshest in
yeah.
the world. And you talk about it like, well, I just opened two more restaurants. And
Yeah, because I don't think so. People will stop eating outside. I don't think so, because people need a meeting place outside. They need to reunion with their friends. They need to go out. How much you can cook at home? You can't.
exactly.
You will get bored as well. Probably you wonder, oh no, it's enough cooking. Let's take a break. You will at least think of once a week. Probably, let's go out. So yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting because I feel like eating out is also sort of the luxury that almost everyone can afford.
yeah,
Like, you would not go and buy new clothes every
yeah,
day or every week, but you would definitely go out
yeah,
and have food outside
yeah.
just for the experience of it
Yeah, yeah,
and things like that. So, with Masti and Elchi, you now have three
yeah.
restaurants. How do you manage all of that?
The manage part, I'll say I'm blessed with a good staff. I'll say first of all, because I have got a good staff. Because of that, I think manage part is easy for me, and I just follow the simple theory. You look after them, they will look after you. So if you do that, I don't think so. The managing part becomes harder because Eastern Spice, I've got 10 years old, people are still working for me. You can see the front of the house all day one, where those two people are like, they didn't even know how to polish the glass. They are today, they are like, they are, what I'll say, they are champions now.
Mhm.
So I just believe that, if the managing part becomes really very easy, if the things are done with the systematically,
Mhm.
if you got a system in place, if everybody knows what to do it, how to do it, system is in place, it makes things so much easy as well. You don't have to do retakes things again and again. Everyone is designed like, to, okay, this is your task, you need to do this, you need to do that, once explained, that's it. And then you just need to check them out. Okay, are the things going all right? If the kitchen is going all right, if the staff is going all right, do they have anything? You need to talk to them. You need to have a meeting with them as well, just to find out how they're going, if they need anything, any suggestions, they have it to give to us, because they are every time up there, and they are always communicating with the star, with the guest, and they can give the better picture to me as well. Oh, we're lacking behind of this. Okay, if we do this, we can manage more properly. So it's all about the staff probably. So if you got a good staff, good connections in the restaurant, happy, I'll say, if you're a happy family, you got a happy,
Mhm.
I call my staff a happy family. So
Mhm.
if they're happy, I think things becomes very easy.
Well, that's interesting. I was just thinking, when you were talking, so because now you have three restaurants, and at the core of it, you started by being a chef, and obviously you've turned into now this manager, this leader.
Yeah.
Do you think becoming a leader came to you naturally, or is it something that you learned on the job with experience?
Later, I think it became as I was managing. As I said, I just go with the flow. Whatever things bring it, I just take it, and you learn so much from them. And today, I say to myself, to all the staff, I'm the coolest boss.
Well, I think you're just exuding that vibe that I am a
Yeah,
cool boss.
yeah. I was like, I'm a coolest boss who says nothing, just smile. If someone does wrong, I say to them as well, oh, like, look, you don't do things like that. You have to be careful. But you have to say something politely as well, so that not hurted.
Mhm.
Because it's very hard to train the staff, keep them with you, and so that still they can work, and they can keep your guest happy as well.
Mhm. So, with your restaurants, how did you decide on sort of three different types of restaurants? I'm not sure if I'm articulating that
Yeah,
correctly. Like Eastern Spice has a different vibe, Masti has a different vibe, LG has a different vibe. So their menus would also be
yeah.
different in some manner. How do you decide on that? And then how do you go about designing a menu as well?
It depends on which suburb or which location you're opening. Like Eastern Spice, we have got all, like I'll say 99% we got Australian who dine in with us, and I have designed accordingly to them. And what the Masti is like, Masti, if you see Masti is like a free bird. It's like a Malangi, free birds. People, they are very, vegetarian, vegan people up there. The Fitzroy is known for that. So I have designed the menu accordingly, looking at the Fitzroy Street, the people, the vegetarian, vegan people. So I have designed according to that. And now the Elchi, which is in the CBD, we get more corporate. So I have designed the menu accordingly to their taste as well. So all three different restaurants, different menu, different offerings as well.
Mhm. So, which one is the closest to your heart?
Ooh, you're asking me to choose the one
To,
baby now.
yeah.
It's very hard to it very hard for me because I think the three of the restaurant, they are my, like, I've got two children, but I've got this one, the three as well. So I've got five children. So being a mother, I think it's really very hard to choose one.
Okay, I'll not make you do that then. But okay, which are your most favorite dishes from your menu?
The first most favorite dish is mine is anjeer kofta, which is very close to my heart because this is my late mom's recipe, and I love making them. And when even the chefs know that when they are making anything, they have to be very careful how they are making the balls, how they are
Right.
making the gravy. So
Mhm.
kofta korma, yeah, definitely that's very close to my heart. And time to time, we always bring the new dishes which people have forgotten, like goat champaran, which is a very popular dish of Ranchi, which is cooked in a mustard oil. That's very popular. And butter chicken, oh, you can't miss that anyway, full of flavors and body. And green chili naan is like something you can't miss it.
Wow, my mouth is already salivating, but we'll move on. So you mentioned that there's a recipe that's been passed on by your
Yeah.
mom in your menu. So did your love for cooking also come from her?
Definitely, I say definitely because I'm born and brought up in Ranchi, and where I belong to a very reserved family, where it was like just going to school, school to home, doing the homework, whatever time is left, you'll be just helping the mom. And we were four siblings, and like I was the only one who was like cooking with mom all the time. I was like, and I always saying like because at home that time it was such a culture that time cooking everything at home because we used to have a lot of gatherings like a prayers and all that, so we always used to have like like a cooks at home cooking the big meals for the people. And I've always seen them cooking how they used to cook, how my mom used to cook it. When I go to my brother house now, they will say, "Oh, Manpreet, can you just stir the spoon?" Like, they think if I stir the spoon, the dish will become more tastier. I'm like, come on, okay, just stir the spoon. I love that. But yeah, definitely, I think my mom was the biggest, I'll say, teacher in my cooking. Where I have learned from her, lot of stuff from her. Yeah, the basic, I'll say, she has taught me.
Mhm. It also makes me think about just cooking in general. Um, I know with today's generation, a lot of women sort of don't like cooking
Yeah,
because they look at it as this sort of patriarchal thing that's
yeah,
forced upon them.
yeah,
I know a lot of people enjoy cooking as well,
yeah,
but a big reason why women don't want to cook is because when they're at home, it's only the girls who are being told
yeah,
that you should know how to make a gold
yeah,
roti or
yeah,
something and things like
yeah,
that, and not the boys, which just makes them
yeah,
run away from
yeah,
that concept.
yeah.
What do you think about that, and how do you think that can change?
Look, I think it's just a culture actually, where only women cook and men don't. That's why I've seen when the women fall sick, you know, how I've seen how many families they have been scattered. Like, they have got no food on the table because men don't cook. Um, like, how can this change? It can be changed within the family. I think men should cook because for their own family. How it can change, I think the women can only help the men to, teach them, how he can cook as well, probably, instead of spoon feeding them, like, okay, you just, it's nothing like, not that you can't cook. um, just start with the family, like doing the small meals, if you can. By this way you're having a nutritious meal at home. You're not just you doing, like, you're not having any subways or maccas and all that, because we are taking our kids towards that, because the women don't have time, men don't want to cook. So what the generation is happening now, they're relying more into fast food.
Mhm.
That's why we can see there are a lot of health issues as well, probably, which, if it's not, people don't, if the family don't take care of that, like, coming generation, I don't think so there will be any, good for their health.
Mhm. It's interesting you said that men don't want to cook, but men don't want to cook at home. They
Yeah,
they want to cook in a restaurant
yeah,
because that's essentially doing the
yeah,
same thing,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
which is, yeah, again,
yeah.
very,
Very like a double standard, like,
yeah.
yeah, it's hard though, actually, because from the very starting, we have always seen, like, okay, moms are cooking, men's are not, like, fathers are not doing anything, like, okay, mom, that's mom's job, she will cook, she will serve, but up here in Australia, like, where we are now, both the husband and wife have to cook, if they want to survive. You can't rely on your fast foods every day,
Right.
so, yeah, I think how can we change, it's a big question mark, actually. I think it's a depend family to family as
Right.
well, how we can, because my husband never cooked it, but now he cooks it as well, probably, because he always says, okay, atta gunya aaya hai, have you got the dough made? Okay, I'll do the roti, I'll do the
Mhm.
breads, so small things, actually, so at least they're not starving, because we always eat at home. We always have like a Indian food every day, we will have it, and the
Mhm.
evening is more like a stir fries, or, but still we make it at home, like
Right.
I'm evening, I'm never home, but still he will do it.
Mhm.
I'll just do a bit of prep, and okay, I'll just get, okay, you do this, and that's it, it's
Mhm.
done, so I think, if you think you want to do it, I think you can do it. If you think, oh, just leave it, we get from
Mhm.
outside, so you can't change yourself
Mhm.
then.
Yeah, you actually sort of answered half of my next question,
Yeah,
which was, does your husband cook for you at home?
yeah,
So I'm also interested in knowing that a lot of people say that, people who are chefs,
yeah,
because they've been cooking in the restaurant for so
yeah.
long, when they come home, they don't want to cook.
No, not at all. I think, I don't even remember. We've been here 20 years now, and we eat every day home cooked food. We will have like a proper, roti, dal, vegetables, yogurt. That's a proper meal at home.
Right.
Every afternoon lunch, that's our meal, and evening as well. Like, no. I love it. I love,
Hmm.
because I think, like, I'm feeding outside. What's the point if I can't feed my family?
Hmm.
I feel really very guilt if I, some days, if I got a lunch booking, if I have to work, then I have to rush it. And I try my best to do most of the stuff. At least the prep is done, they can just cook it. And if it's not done, sometimes I call, I say, Manjeet, I'm so sorry. No, that's all right, we'll do something, we'll have bread omelet or something, don't, you
Hmm.
don't worry, but I feel guilt from inside. I'm like, I'm serving such a good food up here, everyone is eating, and my family is not, you know
Hmm.
I don't like that, but
Right.
yeah, I think, yeah, that's just me. Yeah, and
Hmm.
I love to cook for my family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can understand that because, women in general are
Yeah.
just so nurturing by
Yeah.
nature
Yeah.
that you would feel sort of guilty that
Yeah.
if you're not able to
Yeah.
do that for your family
Yeah.
when you're doing it for someone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I think managing three restaurants,
Yeah.
you would have gotten better at dealing with that sort of guilt and just understanding that yes, they're self-sufficient as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes there are some
Yeah.
compromises to be
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
Um, and when you're cooking, like at home,
Yeah.
what's your favorite dish to make?
We just make it simple actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like lentils, vegetables. My husband loves mixed vegetables, so uh, yeah. What I love is just a simple home food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and kids love it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And now that you've got so much on your plate, you've got five kids,
yeah.
a husband, um, and you've got your staff as well. How do you unwind? Like, how do you manage a social life alongside that?
Okay, first of all, I do meditation. I'm a really very big believer in prayer and social. Yes, I socializing at all a lot as well. Probably I go and meet with the people like I'm here with you as well today. Um, I think like if you got interest, you'll find the ways. You
Mhm.
know, so you will take out the time, you will balance the stuff. I think we women are so great. I feel like we fit everything in, like and if you see the husbands, oh no no, I've already got this, how I'll do this one, the
Mhm.
extra work, like I think this is just us. We just fit everything in, like we can socialize, we can work, we can party, we can look after kids, we can do everything.
And we can do everything with a wonderful smile because you're just like, I'm this talented multitasker and I can just check things off very easily. So you're just giving off this amazing lady boss vibe, which I absolutely love. Like, it's so amazing to see. So for someone who's maybe new in the industry
Yeah.
and new in the country,
Yeah.
what sort of advice would you give them?
Okay, if you want to start the hospitality, definitely I'll say you should have the knowledge of what you're doing it. If you know how to cook, then only open the restaurant. Especially up here in this country, you can't rely on the staff. If you know about the knowledge of the product, oh yeah, I know how to cook the butter chicken, then only you can say to the other people as well, no, you have not made it right. You have to make it this way. So it's very important, and you have to have a lot of patience as well. Probably you will not always be in get a was positive reviews, will get a negative reviews as well, so you have to open for that. So I think a lot of sacrifices. Yes, I'll say with the hours, long
Mhm.
working hours. You have to leave behind your social circle as well. To start with. And you have to be very hardworking. If you think, okay, I can work, my brain can think 24/7. How I can achieve this, how I can do this, and still keeping the smile on your face. So yeah, very important. Yeah,
Mhm.
very important.
So, hospitality aside,
Yeah,
talking about your life
yeah.
as an Indian woman who's
Yeah.
living in a different country, what do you think your experience has been like? Was it easy? Was it difficult? What were the good things, the bad things of, just packing up your bags and deciding we're going to start from scratch in a new country?
Yeah, yeah, packing up the bags and coming to the Geelong, where we yeah, had the house. So we lived up there. We're still living up there, and yeah, a lot of what is say, lot of dreams. Like, oh, we have to make this dream come true. We have to think. We have to do things like this. I don't think so. We had a lot of hurdle because I think the community welcomed very open with the open hands. I'll say we had a lot of support from the Geelong people. I'll say even though when it was a COVID time, like Geelong people, they supported so much, like your business, and I think it's I don't think so. I don't remember any incident that I had any challenges or had any like a negative feedback or anything, like any racist or anything. I didn't find anything. People, I think I think because of it was Geelong as well. I'll say it was a small community. It's not anymore. It's got bigger
Yeah.
now. But when we moved up there, the community still we celebrate. We our first neighbor. Like still they are our good friends. We celebrate Christmas every year with them, so it's been 20 years celebrating with them. So we have got a connection, nice connection up here in Geelong. And people, I think people whom we met till now, they are very good friends, and they're quite regular customers of Eastern Spice as well. And difference, yeah, difference only that my whole family was there and I was the only one and
Hmm.
up here, so that's only I missed my family. Apart from that, I don't think so there were any challenges, probably, with the community wise or settling in. No, I think we did well actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's great that you had such a positive experience. And
Yeah.
you said that, you were in Ranchi and you came from a very reserved
Yeah.
sort of family,
Yeah.
and then you were in Ludhiana as
Yeah.
well. Um, do you think there were any freedoms or any sort of just feeling like the environment is so different here
in
that you would not have found back home?
Yeah, like if we compare to Ranchi to Ludhiana or
To India, to Australia.
India to Australia? No, not really, actually.
Hmm.
No, because we had a vision, and we had the things like we wanted to work on. I don't think so. We were. You will only find difference when you don't know what to do.
Hmm.
Probably outside. If you're focused, you know what to do. What's the next step will be. I think that keep you going probably,
Hmm.
and you and in this country, you know how everyone is busy anyway, so I don't think
Hmm.
so, no.
Okay. So, in the future, is there another restaurant on the
Oh.
cards?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think, because I think these three are plenty. I
Hmm.
just want to enjoy my journey. I
Hmm.
just don't want to have too much, and I can't focus on what I'm doing. I just don't want to lose that love for my three
Right.
restaurants. If I'm having too much, then I might get distracted, and might
Right.
be the love won't be the same as I'm giving now. Probably I'll
Right.
say so. I'm happy with the three actually. I just want to enjoy the journey.
Uh, it's actually so inspiring to hear you talk because you've got this sense of calm and this sense of satisfaction. You're like so clear with your goals that this is what I wanted to do, and you've just gone on to
Yeah.
just smash those goals absolutely. Like, I do meditation. I've got this great staff, which is my family. I've got 5 kids, and I'm very satisfied with how things are going. How do you bring that sort of mindset every day, day after day?
As I said, I read Bani a lot, and in the Bani it says forgiveness. I only believe in just if anything is going wrong, just forgive and move forward. The more you forgive, the more calm you will be. Things come positively at your place.
That's so amazing. Um, just like you've just described your whole philosophy in one
Yeah,
sentence, and that just comes so rarely to
yeah,
people, especially in today's generation
yeah,
where we
yeah.
get so overwhelmed by everything that's around us.
Yes.
So that's just wonderful advice. And
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's what I would like to add something up here. When I opened the LG, LG is a very intimate dining experience up there. Over there, I when I opened that space, that the space was so intimate, and I thought it is such a good vibe where the partners, where their friends then come and have a relaxing environment, having a good cocktails, the wines and the food, experiencing that, the service what we want to give it, um I want to say to the people, don't think I'm not taking kids. Doesn't matter, Just say we are living in such a busy environment, Everyone, like, if a lot of families, what they do, husband coming, wife going, wife coming, husband going, Sometimes they do a job like that, how much time you get it to sit with your partner, when you come to that place, the time you will be spending, talking with each other, you're not only relaxing your mental, you're also giving you something, a very nice journey to go forward as well, you know
Mhm.
it's not like we are biased for the kids. We're not biased for the kid. We don't take anyone's personal judgment. We're not being judgmental. I just want to give the experience to the people. You just experience once,
Mhm.
you will thank me later. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, that's what it is. Like I'm saying, like, there are a lot of mental stress these days. If you're sitting, at home we can't, because we are always busy with the kids. When we
Right.
take the kids to a restaurant, we're always busy with their, oh, has he eaten, has he not eaten. Our life is always surrounded. It's our duty, we
Mhm.
have to do it.
Right.
But being a partner, being a couple, you need your time to for you
Mhm.
each other as
Right.
well. This will not only bring your relationship strong, but you will be very happy as well at the day. Okay, we had a drink, okay, we have relaxed afternoon, so that's what it is. Actually, just you have to, I think, keep yourself calm. I think it's all up to you how you want to take the things, I'll say.
Mhm.
You can rush, you can run like a mad horse, like, but you can sit calm as well, but
Mhm.
it's all in your hand.
Mhm. That's actually such great advice. Especially, the part that you said
Yeah,
that because LG, it's for adults and it's more intimate, and especially coming from this Indian sort of society, that mindset
yeah,
where a family is seen as husband, wife, and kids. It's
exactly.
not seen as just the husband and
Yeah,
wife. So this unit that you're talking about, that yes, your parents, but you're married to each other as well,
yeah,
your life
yeah.
partners as well. So you can't put that relationship on the back seat
No, no,
once you have kids.
exactly.
That's such an important point
Yeah.
that you raised, and I'm interested in knowing that how do you manage that?
Okay, look, I've got two kids as well. A lot of places we don't take them, we have a babysitter, we just rent a babysitter. Nothing wrong with it, nothing wrong with it. But when I go out with Manjinder, we just don't go out for food. We go out for a quality of time. We would like to talk with each other, we would like to know what we are doing next, what we should do it. Are we doing things online, are we doing everything in the way should be, are we doing everything fine, so you can talk a lot about, when you're going out each other. We enjoy each other company, and I think we always have a best time. Kids very important, we can't leave them, but at the same time you have to look to the other side as well. Being a husband and wife, you need a time for each other as well. You're not giving that time, to each other at all, which is so
Mhm.
important, we always keep that side. Oh no, kids are first, we can't forget them, but giving time to each other, believe me, people, you will be making your love more strong as well. You all this mental, we say stress and all that, we haven't even, like, in India, how much we know about the stress or anxiety and anything. We don't. Over here we see a lot of mental stress, because we're not talking with each other, we are just running and running, so life, we have to balance ourselves.
Mhm.
Just don't be judgmental, just say what people are offering. It's telling them negative is really very easy, but try to experience that first, instead of telling them, oh, no, you're not doing right thing, you are racist. I'm not racist, I just want to give the experience. It's up to
Mhm.
you, want to take it or not,
Right. Well, that's great. Manpreet, you've given us so many insights and so much useful advice that I'm mentally taking note of. Oh my God, this is what she said. This is what she said. But for my last question, what I really want to know is there one piece of advice that you have for any woman who's watching this, who's maybe thinking of moving abroad, or have just moved abroad or is facing challenges, what is that one piece of advice that you would like to give them?
Advice from my side would be, just be strong and don't allow anyone to judge yourself. Just make your decision your own. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you.
the
Thanks,
podcast,
Minal, for having
Manpreet.
me. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.